3 a.m. and I was awoken to a disembodied voice singing a nursery rhyme. Let's talk about it. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. Now mind you, the voice I heard this nursery rhyme through was this very dark, guttural voice. It was not cheery and pleasant at all. It was very alarming, and it repeated, I want to say 3, maybe 5 times before my vision came in and I started to actually see these pretty maids all in a row. Once I was getting the vision of these maids all in a row, I started to hear Beyonce, okay ladies, now let's get in formation. And this came in like up, like very upbeat, total energy shift. It was like somebody turned the house lights on. As soon as I kind of got a handle on that, these giant clanging silver bells came into frame, and they are just obnoxious and loud, and it was like making my head feel like it was a pendulum, like swinging, ding dong, ding dong. The image of the maids disappear at this point, and I am seeing Lady Liberty standing in front of me. She begins to move towards me, and her foot is stuck. She and I both look down, and it is apparent she has a chain around her ankle. She is chained. She is stuck. She is not free. And my girl is pissed. She's very angry. When I look back up at her, I notice that her torch is gone, and she's now holding the scales of justice. And she speaks into my mind. She doesn't actually say it. She speaks it just into my head. I hear her say, she's seen too much and her torch burned with judgment, and it's time to rebalance the scales. As soon as she says it's time to rebalance the scales, those freaking silver bells come back into frame, and they are clanging again, and I am hearing Metallica, For Whom the Bells Toll. If that is not craziness enough, Lady Liberty, Lady Justice at this point, starts morphing into the triple-headed goddess. And she tells me the divine feminine is done asking nicely. Hold on. Excuse me. When she says the divine feminine is done asking nicely, the pretty maids all standing in a row now appear to me again, but they look like Katniss Everdeen, like they have soldiered up. They are ready for battle. One of them looks at me and says, remember, remember, the Ides of November. Every imbalance will eventually demand its due. Give me goosebumps. Beyonce rings out again, and this time it is like the ground is shaking. It is just mayhem, and I end up falling backwards out of whatever place, realm I am in. When I come to, I am standing in a jungle, and it's dark. It is completely quiet. It is completely dark. The only reason I know it's a jungle is just kind of like that inner knowing, and I can kind of see like the outline of foliage, and it's that thick jungle air. I kind of get that feeling of like, this is really kind of creepy. Like, ew, like I'm in the jungle, it's dark, I can't see anything. As soon as I start to have that thought, I hear do 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 do, the lion sleeps tonight. I felt like that was very symbolic of the lion as the old order, the old guard, if you will, the crowned power. What I make of this is the garden is being reevaluated, and the maids are no longer content to stand in rows. Liberty has traded her flame for justice, and somewhere in the jungle, a lion is sleeping, an unaware, an unwatchful, and an unprepared lion. The divine feminine is waking in us and around us with ancient primal authority, and she's bringing receipts.